Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, March 3rd at 6:21 right now. Market's going to open in about 9 minutes. We have a lot of news today, so I'm going to get through everything real quick, set up this room, send up the link, and then once we're done with that, I'm going to go over everything really quickly because we don't really have much time to set up for the session today because we have a lot of stuff to cover. So let me go and just knock this out real quick. Once this is all done, ready to go, we can get started with our session. So let's see, we got this, that right there. It's good. All right, cool. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. There we go. All right. All right, guys. Good morning, everybody. As I said, today is Wednesday or Thursday, March 3rd. It's 6:23 right now. Market's going to open in about 7 minutes. We have a lot of stuff to cover this morning, so I'm going to start off right now. So to begin with, let's look at the retail sentiment this morning. Our retail sentiment is currently sitting at 51% short. It's not very biased at all. It's like in the 50% mark. So like around this point, the retail sentiment is not going to be very useful. I mean, overall, we're going to be looking for shorts, but currently right now, there is no bias. We're probably going to look for longs once the session starts because Powell is going to be speaking today. So for right now, the retail sentiment is not going to be too much of a use for us. Looking over at fundamentals, fundamentals are currently up 200 points right now. So things are looking bullish right now. So with retail sentiment not too useful, fundamentals currently up 200 points. Technicals over here, all technically pretty bullish. Let me, what's going on with my indicators here? Let me refresh this. All right, so let me turn this back on, Oh, sorry, never mind. This is the clean chart. I was on the wrong chart. Let me go over here to the markups. Okay, so looking over here where the markups are, obviously you can see we have a bullish bias, prices above the pivots, trend is green. Same with the 3-minute and same with the 5-minute. So overall right now we have a bullish bias in the market. But we'll see what happens when the market actually opens. Looking over here at the news for today, we have a lot of news today. So refreshing this real quick. Powell is going to be speaking again today later. So today at 7 o'clock, Powell is going to be speaking. We have ISM services PMI. 6:45, we have final services PMI. 7:30, we have natural gas storage. And it's pretty much all throughout our live sessions. So we got one at 6:45, 7, and 7:30. I'm going to mark that up first. So 6:45, 7 o'clock, and Powell's probably going to speak for like an hour. I think 7:30 as well, right? Yeah. So we got news pretty much all morning, unfortunately, but we'll try to, make use of it, even though we do have news. So I'm going to go ahead and draw that over here as well. 6:45, 7, and 7:30. Like once bias has been set, then we can probably start to catch some moves and whatnot, but it is going to be a bit risky. So just keep that in mind when you guys are looking for trades here. So and mark up the hourlies over here. Looks good. Looks good. All right, solid. All right, guys. So it looks like we covered a lot of the important stuff. After this, I'm going to be drawing up the liquidity zone so we can identify where price is likely to push to and bounce from. So let me scroll from the top real quick. Morning, Funmi. Morning, Kenny. Morning, Miles. Morning, Marlon. Morning, Steven. Morning, Peter. Morning, Fahad. Morning, Jez. Morning, Mauricio. Morning, Jay. Morning, Brenda. Morning, Jason. Morning, everybody. Morning, Maria. Morning, Jennifer. Kenny's asking Sean, FTMO lots, are they 5 for half, 10 for full? I mean, depends on like what your account size is, Kenny. Every account size has a different, I mean, it isn't, there's no specific full lot size. It depends on your stop loss. Your stop loss is going to depend on, I mean, your lot size is going to depend on your stop loss. If your stop loss is 300 pips, then it could be, 10 lots. If it's 500 pips, it's not going to be 10 lots. If it's 1,000 pips, it's definitely not going to be 10 lots. So it just depends on, your stop loss. It also depends on your account size. So it just really depends. You need to give more specifics, Kenny, if you want to have like a more direct answer, because there's a lot of different factors that go into determining what your lot size would be. So a couple of things that you need to provide are your account size, your stop loss, your strategy. I mean, depends. There's a lot of different factors that go into determining what's considered a full lot size. There's no one lot size that's like your go-to at all times. I know we did look at your account before and we did discuss it. You're using 15 lots, which is way too heavy. You're over leveraging your entire account with like one trade, and you can blow your account with literally like one loss if you're going for more than 500 pips. So I think for you, Kenny, I think once, like for you right now, you probably need to start low. I know you're using 15 lots and you think it's so easy to make profit, but it's not as easy when you start using smaller lot sizes. So like proper lot sizes. So for you, depending on your account size and your type of trade that you're running, it's going to vary. So I can't give you a specific number, but we'll save that for another time, Kenny. This is not the time to ask questions because we're going to be looking for trades. So morning, everybody. Morning, Nick. Morning, Professor. Morning, Patrick. Morning, Ruin. Morning, Patricia. Morning, Jennifer. Morning, Al. Morning, Matt. Morning, Dalmas. Morning, Rashida. Morning, everybody. Morning, Jennifer. So let me go and set up all of the liquidity areas real quick. You can ask that question in the chat, Kenny. Normally during the live sessions, we don't answer questions like that because we're busy like actual trading. So if you want to ask that question in the chat, I'm sure someone else can help you with that. Or if you want to save it for Friday where you can actually ask questions or towards the end of the session, you can ask that. But right now, definitely no questions. So let me finish marking this stuff up. Once I'm done marking this up right here, we'll start looking for the bias this morning. We have a bullish bias pre-market, but we'll see what happens when the market does open in the next 40 seconds. So yeah, guys, just a reminder, no questions during the live unless like I specifically say, okay, we can take questions. Right now, we're all focused on trading. We're looking for trades, we're identifying the market, and all the focus goes towards that. Any like basic questions or anything like that, you can ask them in the chat. Anyone can help you with that. But during the live, let's just focus on just trading. So let's get started, guys. Market is about to open in a few seconds. Let me just finish drawing up these liquidity zones right here. So Steven, if you're looking to take a breakout, which I know you are, you're going to be looking for a buy, or you're not looking for a buy yet, but overall you're going to be looking for a buy because the bias right now is bullish. If it does give you a sell entry, then I mean, you can possibly take a sell, but I probably don't recommend it right now unless the bias shifts. All right, guys, the market is now open. As you can see, price is bouncing back and forth. It came down a little bit, now it's pushing back up. So our bias right now currently is technically supposed to be a buy overall because the fundamentals are so strong for a buy. You can see right here on open, it kind of faked out towards the bottom right here, and it came right back up because the bias right now is definitely going to be a strong bullish bias. If you get a buy signal right here, Steven, this is going to be a breakout. It needs to close it with a strong green candle and with that momentum signal there. So we'll see if this closes right there. And yeah, this could be your breakout, Steven. It's a risky breakout, but if you want to take it, feel free. If I do take it, I'll probably just catch the last push of it till towards the top or once it hits liquidity up there. All right. So let me just check our analysis real quick. So looking over here at retail sentiment, it's still at 50%. So it's not going to be too useful for us. Looking over here at the fundamentals are currently, they're up 200 points right now. So we do have a bullish bias, but as I mentioned before, you're going to see a lot of fake outs on the open. There's a lot of news today. Powell's going to be speaking today too. So there's a lot of things to look out for. So if you guys are just joining the room, just FYI, there's a ton of news this morning. We have final services PMI at 6:45. We have Powell speaking at 7, ISM services at 7 as well, factory orders. And then at 7:30, we have natural gas storage. So we do have a lot of stuff coming up for the day. But if you guys are looking for the breakout, this would have been the breakout entry. We're looking for a strong candle in the direction of bias. Right here, we have a strong candle in the direction of momentum, which is a bullish bias since we have a buy signal. And this is the push right here. So I'm not in this position right here, guys. If you guys want to take it, feel free. Do remember to move your stop loss in profit. So right here, it's in profit already. I'd recommend moving your stop loss possibly in profit as it continues to push up right there. What I might do along the way is I might just try to catch the last push of it as it gets towards the top over here, or like the last 100 pips or so. So we'll see where it goes from there. Kind of want to see it hit liquidity. Once it hits liquidity above there, then maybe I'll hop into it, because I'm only going for like the last 100 pips anyways, but it's not up there yet. So I usually, if I take the breakout like this and I'm not too sure about it, I'll take it towards the end. But as you can see right here, this is how the breakout is currently moving. So the breakout is pushing, but it's still a bit risky. So I'm not going to take the full, I'm not even in the position, so I can't take the full move. I'll be looking for maybe the last push. If it pushes up here and hits liquidity, I'll enter for the last 100 pips and I'll just catch like $1,000 at the end over here. Otherwise, I'll be looking for other entries as price continues to push up higher. The problem with this here is that it's really hard to take bullish moves during war, because something can happen in the war and it'll cause price to just come dumping down, right? This war hasn't ended. We're entering week 2 of the war. And there's just a lot of big things happening. Like, from what I've heard from like a lot of other friends who are more up to date with the war, like all Russian airlines are supposed to shut down within a couple of weeks or so, because their airspace is completely closed. That's going to affect economy. People can't fly to Russia. There's like certain areas people can't fly in Europe. It's going to affect the market. So whenever updates come out regarding the war, it's going to affect the market one way or another. So this is why I'm being a bit careful with these entries here. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, John said most Russian planes won't be able to fly due to spare parts. Yeah, now same. That's another issue too. I mean, there's a lot of different issues going on around the world regarding their ability to fly. So about 50 minutes ago, it said UN warns millions of Ukrainians face mortal danger as more than 200 civilian deaths are reported. So this was reported like 50 minutes ago. This is why I'm like kind of cautious on taking any buys. I know like we want to take some buys because Powell is going to speak today, but with new stuff coming out here regarding the news, like so right here it says Russia will achieve goals in Ukraine in any case, Putin tells Macron. So there's just a lot of stuff going on, guys, that can easily affect the market. And I'm not really too geared to take any buys. So as you can see right here, here's a breakout. This is the reason why I wouldn't want to take the breakout, because you can see this can easily just come right back down. So if you guys were in this position, hopefully you guys followed my direction. You guys moved your stop loss in profit and got pulled out, because you don't want to be caught in this drawdown right here, because drawdown's pretty nasty. This is why I don't want to take any buys, and I was waiting for it to hit this area here, because if it hit liquidity, then I would have expected price to continue pushing up higher from there, right? Price never hit liquidity, so I never entered the trade. If price was to hit liquidity right here, I would have taken a small little trade right here for 100 pips, would have locked in a couple $1,000 and I would have been cool. But I definitely would not have wanted to be stuck in this position with price being so choppy, because you can see right here, price is getting close to the stop loss, but it can easily shift right back up. There's no guarantee it's going to just keep dropping. Also, we have a lot of news this morning. We have news coming up here at 6:45, and then we have Powell speaking at 7. So it's going to be the same situation as yesterday. I'll mark up the opening price, but hopefully I'm hoping that whoever entered the breakout, you guys moved your stop loss and profit. Like I said, it looks like Rick over here did. So nice work, Rick. You followed directions and you pulled out. You know, whenever it's risky, I'm going to give you guys as much advice as possible to protect your position, because this is not the time to gamble. Like Steven, I know you like gambling, but you know, this is not the time to gamble because you don't have an edge in the market. If you have an edge in the market, then yeah, great, gamble. But right now you just don't. So you got to be smart about the positions that you take. All right. Anyways, there's the opening price right there. I just put the blue line. I'll do it over here as well in a clean chart. But yeah, you know, back to what I was saying, guys, like whenever you guys are taking these risky trades, you want to take these trades when you have an edge in the market. You don't have an edge right now because there's no bias. If there was some sort of bias, like for example, if the fundamentals were bullish. So for one thing, if the fundamentals here were bullish, why is it not loading? Sorry, guys. All right. So if the fundamentals were bullish and retail sentiment was short, right now it's short, but it's 50%. If it's short like 60%, 70%, 80%, then yeah, you would have a bias pointing towards a buy, right? Right now we don't have a bias because they're conflicting right now. This is indecisive, this is bullish, but there's not everything is pointing towards a buy right now. So that's why you guys want to be very careful about trades like this. If you don't have a bias, then you're basically gambling at that point. So Steven, you just said, so now I exit once I break even. No, Steven, I told you to move your stop loss and profit like 10 minutes ago. Bro. Oh my God. Steven, you gotta pay attention, bro. Like I've been telling you for like the past 8 minutes, like, hey, Steven, move your stop loss and profit. Hey, everybody, if you're in this position, move your stop loss and profit. I mean, you're responding like 7 minutes later. Hey, should I get out at break even? You should have gotten out at break even when you had the opportunity. So here's the thing, Steven. I do think price will come back up, but depending on like what your lot size is, if you took too big of a lot size, then you're not going to be able to survive any more drawdown. But at this point, Powell speaks at 7. So if you can hang on until 7, I do think price will push back up. It's just not going to happen right now. Oh my God, Steven, bro. Steven said I use a regular lot size. Come on, Steven. I told you it was risky. I mean, I'll be praying for you, Steven, praying for your account. Hopefully, yeah, I know. Rick said Sean focused. All right, Steven, I'm gonna put you on the back burner. You got to figure this out on your own because I did give you as much warning as possible and you didn't listen to any of the warnings. So I'm gonna focus on us, guys. We're gonna keep looking for trades here. We're taking off that breakout because that breakout wasn't okay. Good. So Steven is using demo and he's practicing. Keep practicing on demo, Steven, until you're ready, because you're definitely not ready yet to take any real trades because you're not really following in any directions. So what I'll do here, guys, is I'm just going to ignore all questions. We're going to be focusing on trades because we're looking for a bias here. Once the bias comes up, we'll start looking for trades. I don't want to miss any entries like I did yesterday. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to mark up opening price, which is going to be right over here at 630. It's going to be that blue line. I already have it marked up over here on the clean chart. Let me go over here and just mark up a couple other things. So I'm going to go and mark up the range right now. So we got this low range and we got this high range right over here. Let me turn this off. All right. Yeah, because I did miss a lot of trades yesterday, guys. I mean, it was horrible because I missed out on like 4 or 5 trades yesterday because I was looking at questions and just trying to help out Steven. So let's focus on this right here. You guys can see prices now starting to push back up. Let me just mark up what I did yesterday. It's pretty much the same pattern that was playing out yesterday. As you guys can see, price is pretty much just ranging within these 2 areas right here. So price is pretty much just ranging right here right now. It's a big range. It's not that wide. It's from basically this high right here and this low. This is where price is ranging from. In order for us to confirm our bullish bias, we need price to push we need price to push above here. Come back down for a retest and a continued push up right there. So this is what we need to confirm our bullish bias. Vice versa, if we're looking for a sell, we need price to push below here, hit this liquidity or break through this liquidity, come back for a retest, and a continued drop from there. So This is basically what we're looking for. At the moment, price is just ranging within this area. You can see this high and this low. Measuring the parameters from this point, it's not a very big range. It's only about 1,000 pips, which can easily be broken. You know, if you get 1,000 push to the upside, like this is 1,000 pips right here. 1,000 push to the upside, that's going to confirm the bullish bias. If you get 1,000 pips push to the downside, that's going to basically confirm our bearish bias, right? So it's just going to be a matter of patience, guys. You guys just got to wait for price to push in that direction. I mean, currently right now, we don't have a bias right here at 6:45. We have news coming up. So it's 6:41 right now. News is coming up in about 4 minutes. So you guys want to be a bit careful with entering any trades at this moment, which I wouldn't even recommend if there's no bias in the market. Looking over here at the 3-minute, right now, we do have the V3 that's open right here. But as I mentioned, I'm looking for some sort of confirmation before I take any of these trades here. I will mark it up for you guys here if you guys want to follow it. But as I said earlier, guys, this is too risky because price hasn't confirmed that it's going to actually push to the upside. The last thing you want to do is get caught in a trade, and then it just keeps bouncing within this range, right? So you guys want to be a bit careful for that. Oh yeah, sorry. So actually there was no entry here. There's no pending 3. There's no pending buy signal. So yeah, because Nick, you mentioned this 3-minute. Technically, if you're not using that requirement, then you can use this as an entry. But if you're using the actual requirements, you would need a pending buy signal here. So this would not be an official entry if you're applying, you know, all of the conservative requirements that we use. So there he goes. It pushes up. It's probably gonna hit CP here with the 5-minute. There is so this right here is the same situation. This candle is going to have the momentum signal on it. If you look at the requirements here for the V3, this would not be one either, because you can't have a signal on the, so as you can see right here, requirement number 3, following candle needs to be opposite, cannot have a signal on candle. So if this candle over here closes without a buy signal, then this would be an official entry on the 5-minute. It's going to be a very big entry though. So I probably wouldn't take it because it's just too big of an entry right here. It's for 800 pips. Our cutoff is generally 75. I mean, if you guys want to be risky and take a bigger move, you know, you have the opportunity to take it. It's just one that I probably wouldn't take. It's too big of a move. It's 900 pips. All right, Steven, cool. Yeah, so Steven took the breakout earlier and it went back into profit, Steven. So there you go. I mean, good thing that you were on demo, because if you were on your live account, you know, that'd have been some heavy drawdown right there. It literally went down to the stop loss area and it came right back up. As you can see, price is not moving any direction. It's kind of just going back and forth. Price came up, created a high, came below, created a low. And now it keeps bouncing around this area. The 3-minute right there did hit full TP if you did take it. It's not an official entry using all the requirements, but if you were using the pending buy signal, you could have taken this one here if you wanted to, but it's not one that I would recommend, right? If you guys know how I trade very conservative. I also don't lose very many trades because I do trade conservative. It's just up to you guys how risky you guys want to be. You guys do have the strategies and the requirements. So however you guys want to apply them, it's really up to you. But you guys got to take responsibility for the wins, and you also got to take responsibility for the losses. So if you guys do decide to take risky trades, it's really on you guys, right? You guys just got to remember that. Yeah, the news is right here. So we're at the news right now at 6:45. This is going to be the final services PMI. So we'll see if price reacts to the news. I don't think it's really going to react to it because it's a low impact news. The real news is going to come up at 7, which is the ISM services PMI. Trading view is it frozen? My timer's still moving. I think, oh, it is frozen, right? I see MT4. Yeah, it's lagging. You're right. I don't think it's frozen. It's just lagging. It's having lag time. Now it's back on track. Yeah, it's back to normal now. I'm looking at both. Looks like MFF is frozen for you guys too. I don't know what's going on with the connection. It looks like some people said that their MFF was frozen too on MT4. I don't know. Yeah, I know exactly right. To Lungi that. Yeah, because I was looking to enter right here too, or not enter right here, but I was looking for a possible push, in a direction. Just said too many people on the same time. Yeah, so I don't know what's going on with MFF. It looks like MFF is lagging too. Some people over here are saying that there's a problem with MFF. I don't know. Everyone has different issues. Some people are having issues with MFF. Some people are having issues with TradingView. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. So yeah, Jess said MFF is dropping in and out. Gotcha. Okay, guys. So this is what we were looking for earlier, right? So this is exactly what we were looking for. We wanted price to break above here. Now we're looking for the retest and then the confirmation. Once we get this retest confirmation, we can start looking for some possible buys here. Trying to see if it's frozen. No, I think it's good. Looks fine. I have FTMO up on my MT4, so I haven't had any issues with MT4. From what it seems like, looks like a lot of people are having issues with MFF losing connection because it makes that noise, like the little kangaroo noise that Rick likes to hear, the little boing noise. Rick said, he's talking about the retest earlier, is why she pulled out with 1,300 profit, right? So guys, check this out right here. So price broke above. Here's the test of liquidity. Let's see if it retests it or if it breaks below. I mean, it could break below, but we preferably want it to just reject off and come back up. So this is what we're looking at right here to see where this closes. If this closes below, it's not going to be a retest. It's going to be a fake out and a swing back to the bottom. We got about 26 seconds. And this is why you guys want to wait for this pattern to play out. Because if you don't have this pattern here, it's a total fake out, right? So price pushed above, it faked out, and now it's coming right back to where it was before. Check that out. So this is why you guys don't want to enter right away. And there we go, as price comes right back down. So I'm going to go to markup news price right here, just like Maddie said. And there you go. Price is right back to where it was before it broke above, right? So this is why you guys don't want to just chase trades, right? If you see price pushing up like this, everyone gets all excited and they want to hop in. As soon as you hop in, you get stopped out. You want to wait for this pattern to play out. Price is now back in the same area that it was earlier. So I'm going to go and just adjust this. Those liquidity areas are useless now because they've already been broken. And here goes price as it comes right back down. We'll see if price bounces off this opening price right here. This dotted blue line. So I know a lot of you guys like to trade off my analysis. I mean, one way that you guys could have made money off this trade right here is, as I mentioned, so right here, right, guys? So I was telling you guys, okay, if price closes below this point, and I don't recommend you guys do this unless you guys know what you're doing, right? If you guys know what you're doing, then yeah, go ahead and do this. But I'm just going to explain to you like one way that you guys could have traded just basically off my analysis. Right here, we were looking for the confirmation for price to break, retest, and confirm, right? There's two scenarios here. If this doesn't play out and it's a fake out, once it closes below here, you can make profit off entering a sell right here. Because if you entered a sell at that point, you could have locked in like 500 pips right there, right? So there's different ways that, like, once you guys get better at identifying this analysis that I'm giving here, this is how I would trade before. I would have different scenarios come up and I would take trades off the scenarios because there's always going to be two scenarios in some sort of pattern. It's not something that you learn that you can learn just by following a rule-based strategy. This is something that's all speculation. But like once you start to trade something long enough, you'll see these same patterns repeat themselves. So what I'm looking for here now is either for price to come back and do the same thing, break above, retest, and confirm, or in the opposite direction, price to come below here, retest, and confirm below. So price is back to where it was before. It's just ranging again, just like it was from opening price. I mean, from opening earlier. It didn't really move much. It pushed up slightly above, faked out, came back down, and it's back to where it was right before news. News happened right here. It's right in between news price and opening price. So just, be careful and just don't rush it, guys. You're better off waiting for a confirmation than, suffering a loss. That's what, like, one big tip that I could give you guys. Because the last thing you want to do is go into a spiral, like a losing spiral. Because I've seen people sometimes, if you take trades during risky times like this, you guys start to get really aggressive and you start to get really emotional because you want to make the money back. And then you just end up revenge trading. You end up blowing your entire account. Right now, I haven't taken one trade, so I'm fine. I didn't lose money. I didn't make money. I'm just waiting for the perfect entry to hop into the trade here. That's it. Sean's reading my diary. Yeah, one of the biggest problems with a lot of people is revenge trading, right? Revenge trading, over trading, over leveraging. It's the same thing for everybody. Once you guys are able to control those and be disciplined, that's where you'll start to really make your strides with trading. Because that's everyone's problem. I mean, if you guys would just come to your senses and realize that the only reason you're not doing good at trading is because you're over trading or revenge trading, that's when you guys will make your difference. Yeah, exactly. Orion said it's like a drug. It really is. It's like an addiction. It's a gambling addiction. That's what it is. That's why I always tell people, you guys got to you guys have to separate trading from gambling, right? Like if you guys have been watching me every day, I don't gamble at all. I take the for sure trades. And, people get mad because I'm too careful, but the thing is I never lose because I take the for sure trades. But other than that, so scrolling up real quick, let's see. Rick's asking Sean, are all the sessions now below that give you a buy bias? Not at all, Rick. Because the thing is, when it hits 8 o'clock, when it hits, I think 7 or 8 o'clock, the London high lows are going to change because it's going to shift to yesterday's high lows. So no, it doesn't make a difference for me. It doesn't provide any bias for me that price will keep going up or price will come back down. Also, the thing with US30 that you need to understand too is that US30 is a directional asset. It's not like a forex pair where it's supposed to range back and forth. US30 can just keep going up and up and up, right? Or it can keep going down and down and down. It doesn't have to come back up. It doesn't have to come back, keep pushing up. So check that out. Look where price rejected off. So this candle right here, see where it wicked right off? The blue line, which is opening price. So let's see where it goes from there. Solange said we have a snipe coming up. Let me see if there's any snipes right here. Not quite, Solange, not yet. There's no zone around there. So we got close to it, but it didn't necessarily reject off the zone right there. It got close. Yeah, it got really close. So if you guys are looking for the snipe right here, basically wick rejection off the pivot and structure right there. It hasn't done that yet, but it's very close to it. But you can see this candle right here came down, rejected right off the opening price. Here comes down for the retest. You can see exactly where the candles are rejecting from, right? This blue line. So it was rejecting off the liquidity zone right here. It's also rejecting off the opening price right there, liquidity below here as well. So I'm just going to move this lower. Since price failed to break below. Thanks, Miles. Yeah, we have Powell speaking in about 5 minutes, guys. So we'll keep looking out for this right here. Price still has not chosen a direction. As you can see right here, price bounced right off opening price. And here we go as it pushes back up to the middle of the range. So it gets to this area, it's going to push sideways. And we need that confirmation of a bias. I mean, obviously, if you guys look here from the bird's eye view, let's clean this up a little bit. All right, you guys can see this better. So this is the same markup that I did this morning, right? I mentioned we need price to push up. retest and push and confirm. It hasn't done that yet. Same with this over here. I haven't made any changes to this chart. So as you guys can see, it played out perfectly. No confirmation, came back down to where it was originally. This blue line is where market open. So the range has literally been here all morning. Price pushed up a little bit, came back down, pushed up a little bit, came back down, and it's back to where it started. So, you know, these lines and zones that I'm drawing here they're drawn there for a reason. They're not just any random lines. So it's definitely something to keep an eye out for, because it's going to make a huge difference when you start to take trades in one direction or the other. And as I always recommend, guys, always trade with the bias. So once you do get that bias, you can start trading there. But currently right now, there's no bias at the moment. Let me go and draw the, all right, so this is news price right here. And then we'll see what happens when Powell speaks in the next 3 minutes or so. So let me go over here to the 3 minute. So nothing off the 3 minute right now. There was one over here for a sell, but I'm not looking for sells at the moment. This thing here never even closed. Or actually, you know, this 5 minute here. See if it actually. Yeah, this one didn't play out either. So this is why you guys want to be very careful with the entries without a bias. Because like, for example, right here, you can see this crazy movement up and down. This probably would have hit your stop loss before it hit your TP if you took this on the 5. Same with this here on the 3. So I'm still waiting for it to establish. Going back here to the clean chart, you guys can see that price is just ranging right now. And ranging markets are the worst markets to really be trading in, because you never really have a direction as to where price is going to go, because price can easily shift. You can see right here where price rejected from this pink line. That was news price from 645 right here. And earlier price rejecting off this down here, this blue line, this is opening price. So opening price right here, rejection off news price. Powell's going to speak here in about 2 minutes. So I'm going to open up YouTube to pull up his live speech, and we'll see if we can find anything from there. All right. So as you guys can see, the range is getting tighter, which is a good thing. As the range gets tighter around here, it's going to have to break out. So it'll break out to the upside, or it'll break out to the downside. My guess is that when Powell starts speaking at 7, price is going to break out to the upside, but I don't recommend chasing it, because if you do chase it, it's probably going to be a fake out. It's going to come right back down. Nice, yeah. Badu said full TP on the pivot scalp. So there was a pivot scalp, I think. I don't know if it was right here. Oh yeah, for the buy, I think. Yeah, this one right here, right? It was a quick little move. If you caught that, I probably wouldn't take it. You're really risky with that one, Badu, because the market is not really trending at all. But you did identify that perfectly. Price was above the pivots. This momentum signal closed above. We had a green trend meter. So he did take that, and he did hit his TP on that right there, but you'd have to pull out right away. Anyways, let me pull up Powell's live right now. All right, so I think he's starting. He's about to start right now. Let me move this over real quick. All right, so he's supposed to start right now. It's going to be the semi-annual monetary policy report to Congress, basically a continuation of yesterday. Let me refresh this real quick, see if there's any updates with regard to the war. It says Berlingers offer accommodation to arriving refugees. Let's see, White House asked Congress for an additional $10 Damn, that's a lot. That's crazy. So it's here in the U.S. This White House asked Congress for additional 10 billion to support Ukraine. Yeah. Let's see. Former Treasury Secretary Mnuchin says U.S. should impose maximum sanctions on Russian oil. So oil prices are probably going to go up as well. So yeah, it's going to affect the oil market. Rick that's a lot of money for crack pipes. Exactly right. All right. So Powell hasn't spoken yet, guys. He's about to speak. Oh, they just started.
And families fleeing indiscriminate bombings or taking refuge in subway tunnels, something Europe hasn't seen since the siege of London 7 decades ago. I express my support for the brave men and women in Ukraine fighting for democracy. I know my colleagues on this committee of both parties join me in that. It's a Russian attack on democracy. It's only the latest terrible escalation of
All right, so looking at the news today as well, for the ISM services, it was negative. You can see right here, I'll go ahead and draw a news line right here as well. So news happened here at 7. There's line before news. Price is now pushing up. You can see a lot of people are starting to buy because Powell's going to start speaking soon. But just be careful with buying right there, because as I mentioned earlier, you're probably going to get caught in some fake outs as price continues to push up. So thanks, Charles. Charles said we have a 5-minute V3. Yeah, there's a 5-minute V3 right here. That is technically running for 480 pips. It's kind of too late to enter at the moment, but it is running. Not really close to TP2. See if it pulls back a little bit. I'm probably gonna hold off on entering this because, you know, as I mentioned, there's probably gonna be some manipulation right here as Powell gets on the mic. Powell hasn't started speaking yet, but you're probably gonna see some manipulation right here. Yeah, exactly. Rick said, market's too rangy for me, coffee break. Smart move, Rick. Smart move. Yeah, I'm gonna hold off on making any entries at the moment, but I will keep an eye out on the 5. Maybe I'll make a late entry. Try to hop into it. Yeah, Anton said, bro, this is London, so annoying. Yeah, there's no direction set. I mean, obviously you guys can see here, nothing's really happening. Price is just kind of bouncing around this area back and forth. One thing that you guys can take note of though is that this range is starting to get tighter. With the range getting tighter right here, this is going to be obviously, you know, a good thing, because as the range gets tighter, it'll prep for a breakout. As you can see at this moment, there's a liquidity now being established right here and also down here. And this is exactly why I wouldn't want to take that buy earlier, Charles, when I was just looking at this one, because you can see it's heavy in drawdown now. So hopefully nobody hopped into this trade here. As I mentioned, it did kind of what we were anticipating. I said when Powell speaks, everyone thinks price is going to go up. So you're going to get a manipulated push down. So as you can see, price initially pushed up and then it came right back down. I wouldn't be surprised if it rejects off maybe the sessions right here. And then it comes all the way back up. Or if it doesn't reject off this sessions, it can reject off this sessions right here. The thing is to hit liquidity right here. So I probably don't expect it to bounce off just yet. As I was drawing earlier, there's liquidity right here and liquidity right here. One thing to look for is whether price rejects off this liquidity zone and comes back down further. So here goes the break. Here goes a retest. Let's see if it confirms and continues to drop lower. If it doesn't drop lower, it's going to be a fake out. It's probably going to swing right back up. So as I mentioned before, guys, it's not the best time to enter trades. You guys got to wait for these confirmations. If you guys aren't patient to wait for these confirmations, you get caught in a lot of burn, like you can get burnt pretty easily. As you can see with this candle right here, it's swinging right back up. So it failed to confirm this pattern here that I was marking up for you guys. And there you go, as it pushes back up. So don't be surprised if it comes all the way back up here. or if it comes down and confirms the pattern here, it might just keep dropping. So you just gotta wait and confirm. Yeah, exactly, Randy. And that's why I was telling you guys not to take that trade earlier, because these fake outs are going to happen. The worst time to enter trades, guys, is right after news. News just happened right here. It was negative news and came right back down. That's why we have these lines over here marked up, and we're just waiting for a confirmation. The main thing that you guys should always look for before taking any trades is going to be a bias. If you guys don't have a bias in the market, then don't enter any trades. Right here, you can see prices coming back down. If this does come back down, then it's going to confirm that it's now bearish, right? Hasn't confirmed it yet. You got to wait for the candle to close. And there it's closed. So let's see what happens here. We'll see if price continues to drop or if it bounces up. The problem with this here is that there's a sessions right here too. So as you guys can see, there's a purple dotted line down here. This is going to be the Asia high. Price can do one of two things. Our bias right now is looking for a sell, but what could happen when price reaches this purple line is price can either bounce off or break below and continue dropping further. So there's a lot of factors that come into the market. You know, a lot of people think the market's super random. It is random at times, but once it gets close to these specific points, it doesn't become so random because scenarios start to build up from there. So just a matter of patience, guys. Don't hop into trades just yet. You know, just wait and see how things play out. Once you have a confirmation of like where price is really going, like not maybe going, but really going, then you can start taking trades in that direction. So one thing that we need to wait for is for price to break past the sessions right here. Once it breaks past the sessions, we can start looking for sells. But currently right now, we don't have that confirmation just yet. Powell hasn't even started speaking yet.
Will mean 7 members first time in a decade.
So they're still going over the intro right here. I wouldn't be surprised as once Powell starts speaking, it comes all the way back up. So what might happen is we might get a range right here. Price might consolidate for a bit. And then as soon as Powell starts speaking, it just starts to go right back up. And it's probably going to go back up to where it was originally around this area. So me personally, I would recommend just sit out the market until he starts speaking. Once he starts speaking, then we could have a better gauge as to where price is going to go. Because I'm sure Powell has a lot of good things to say about the economy. He's going to be testifying, you know, on the monetary policy before Senate, which he's definitely going to have good things to say. So I would just recommend sitting on your hands, guys. I mean, if you guys want to take trades, feel free. But I would, if you do want to take trades, I would wait for a confirmation for price to either come back below the sessions, the session line right here, which is the Asia high. All right, let's see where price is going to go right here.
Appalling Russian invasion of an entirely unjustified war.
All right, Powell hasn't spoken yet. I'll keep checking on it, guys, to see when he does speak. You know, just keep in mind that if price does come below, it's going to come right back up, possibly. All right, let's see some profits for today. Kenny sent in his profits. Nice work, Kenny. You locked in a total of 365. I know the profits aren't the big ones that you're used to, Kenny, but you know it's a learning process for you, and you're going to keep getting better from here. It's all about risk management, right? And risk management means to understand your lot size and to understand your positioning as well. So, no, great work there, Kenny. I mean, a win is a win. You made 365 right there. Going over here, let's see. Lisa made some profit pre-market. Locked in a total of, let's see, it's loading right here. Locked in a total of 3,529. Great work, Lisa. Scrolling down a little further. We looked at Kenny's over there already. Here's Emilazon. Wow, look at Emilazon. So Emilazon said, thanks, K2. Learned a lot from you these past few months. Now trading 0.01 and get 10 days. So Emilazon just passed his challenge. He's now passed his verification. So he's now funded. So big congrats to Emilazon over here. I know he's been part of K2 for a couple months. But there we go. We have another K2 member here now funded. If you guys are patient and you guys wait for these good entries, I mean, there's like no problem with you guys to pass your FTMOs easily, right? So another member here now funded. He just has to pass his 10 days. So at this point, Emilazon just has to take a 0.01 open and close each day. He's on day 3 right now. So in the next 7 days, he will be funded with a real account. So great work, Emilazon. Matthew over here as well, locked in a total of 954. Great work, Matthew. And then Dell over here as well, locked in 903. So great work, Dell. Yeah, you guys are all killing it. Rick over here as well. Rick's currently up 3,674. So just a reminder, guys, we haven't taken any official trades, right? A lot of these trades here are just based off my analysis. So if you guys hang around long enough and you guys are able to understand my analysis here, you guys can take trades just like everyone else. There's a couple of riskier trades that we've marked up. There's, the breakout that happened earlier. If you moved your stop loss in profit, you would have made some profit off that as well. I'm pretty sure that's where Rick made one of these trades here. It was one of the breakouts and he pulled out early, but he still made profit off it. So that's, it's always a good thing. So other than that, guys, great work so far. Actually, I can see right here, Rick, it's your 78 bucks. That's the one that you took, or you probably took a couple off the breakout earlier. So definitely big congrats to you guys here. Let me give Mills on some emojis over here. There you go. All right, guys. So other than that, we got Maddie over here sent in his profits, locked in a total of 270. Nice work, Maddie. His other account locked in 230. Let's work off that, Maddie. And then his third account right here, 2,863. So great work across all your accounts today, Maddie. David over here as well. David currently up 340 for the day. Nice work, David. Nice recovery from yesterday. I know you had connection issues, but you made it right back. Joshua over here, still at zero, just like me. Joshua's accounts are looking just the same right now. Let me take off this little scammer over here. Public group. Eunice over here as well. So Eunice posted up his profits. He locked in a total of 336 for the day. Great work, Eunice. Yeah, he said he took the breakout, pulled him out in profit. He took half his normal lot size. So smart move right there because it was a risky trade, but he locked in 169. So great work right there too, Eunice. Yeah, Nick, ton of news today. There's Kenny's profits right there. I think that's it for right now. Maddie over here locked in a little more, profit of 3,239. So great work, Maddie. I'm glad to see a lot of you guys here still profiting, even though we haven't taken any official trades. The longer you guys stay in KT, the longer you guys will understand our analysis here. You guys can take trades just like everyone else. It's just going to be a matter of time because we do the same thing every day. Nothing changes. Nelly over here as well. So Madu over here locked in a total of 4,109. Great work, bro. All wins, no losses. Looks like you took the breakout earlier. Move your stop loss in profit, locked in 107. Profit's profit. Again, right here, looks like you took another buy. Move your stop loss in profit. Smart move. Everything else here, you ran to your TP. So nice work right there, guys. Other than that, let's see. Rick's asking, did you just delete Jeff? No, I don't remember deleting Jeff anywhere. Rick, is he who's the scammer? I'm not sure which Jeff are you talking about. You're talking about the guy that I'm not sure which Jeff you're talking. I mean, we have a couple of Jeffs in K2 of it. He's talking about J-Rock. Yeah, no. Rick said jokes. No, I think you were serious talking about where's Jeff? Is he even in here? Let's see. Jeff's not even here, so let's see. So we can talk about Jeff right now. I know, right? Slava said, I love pointing Sean's and C6 nukes at scammers. Yeah, whenever we get scammers in the public group, we get they get the Yoshi. I don't know, this Yoshi here where he's like, you are banned, and he hammers like a nuke right there. If you guys are in the public group, you guys know the inside joke whenever scammers try to pop in. Anyways, guys, nothing's really happening here. As you can see, price is still going sideways. It's been going sideways for a couple of minutes now. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. For about like 12 to 15 minutes, price hasn't really been doing much. It's just going sideways. So my focus is not off the charts, guys. My focus is still on here. We just don't have anything to take at the moment. As you can see, price is now ranging. What we could look out for is a possible breakout to the downside because we have a lot of liquidity sitting right here. Here we go. As price hits it. It didn't break through though. Got really close to it, but it didn't. It hasn't broken through it just yet. So still focusing on the charts, guys. Nothing's changed. We're just waiting for some sort of confirmation here. One thing to keep an eye out for is going to be the sessions, because price did come down, tested the sessions, bounced right off. And it is now starting to go sideways. Thanks, Jay. So Jay just confirmed that Powell just started speaking. There we go.
That Congress has given us maximum employment and price stability. We pursue these goals based solely on data and objective analysis, and we're committed to doing so in a clear.
All right, so don't be surprised if price comes all the way back up. This could be a fake out. I don't recommend entering, just because it's in liquidity right here. I know price will probably come down, test this next level here, because it did hit liquidity. Wouldn't be surprised if it comes down to this area right here. If it hits this part of liquidity, it might drop even more, but I do expect it to come back up. So there you go with that green candle. Pretty sure Powell has a lot of good things to say today. So let's keep looking. I know, right, David? David said before COVID and war, markets were a little bit easier to serve. Definitely. So there we go. As price rejects off the sessions. One of the main areas where I don't trade at, guys, and most of you guys already know this, is whenever price is near the sessions, because you see where price gets highly manipulated, right? Right here is the sessions. You can see price was having a hard time breaking past it. And then again, right here, price is back at the sessions again right here. So price was basically just ranging between these two sessions down here. The purple sessions, which is the Asia high, and this green sessions over here, which was the New York high. So I never trade around this area because you can see price, it gets easily manipulated, right? Price will get, you might think price will be breaking above it because it closes right above it, but then it comes right back down. It closes above it right there, fake out back down, close below it right here, fake out right back up. So I don't ever trade around the sessions. If price is ever around the sessions, I wait for it to break across from it, either outside, above, or below. And there we go, as price starts to push up. Powell's starting to speak, so I'm not surprised that price is pushing up. Whenever Powell speaks, price does go up. And as you can see right there, it is pushing right back up. So again, guys, just be patient. I don't recommend just chasing this buy here. What you kind of want to see here is you want to see an actual confirmation of a bullish push. So that confirmation is going to be like way up here. Just keep that in mind, guys. It's not going to be right here. This is too close. We need it to be up here. So we need price to push above here, retest, and confirm. Once price gets around this area over here, then every buy entry I see, I'm going to be taking. If I see a V3, a V1, V2, V whatever, I'm going to take those trades because I'm going to have a confirmation that price is going to be pushing up here. For the sell bias, price needs to confirm down here, right? So price is already down here. We need price to come below here because it hasn't confirmed the pattern. Same pattern as up here. We need that same pattern to have them down here. So right below here, retest, and confirmation. So once I get one of these, I'll be taking buys. If I get one of these, I'll be taking sells. Looking over at fundamentals, let's take a look at where everything's sitting right now. Let's refresh this. Fundamentals are currently sitting at 139 points in the green, or 100 points now, actually. It's not even 130, it's 100. So as you can see, it's not very strong anymore, right? Earlier this morning, it was up like 200 to 300 points. It's now at less than 100 points. So as this continues to lower, the bias starts to change. That's why for me, if I have a confirmation that price closes below here, confirms, and continues to drop, then I'm definitely going to start looking for sells. At the moment, there's no interest for me to take right now. This technically right here would have been a V3, but it's not one that I would have taken because it was right at the sessions. All right, Ruin, we'll see you tomorrow. But yeah, I mean, other than that, there really isn't anything for us to take at the moment. As you can see right here, there's a lot of fake outs. So there was technically a V3 right here, or no, actually there wasn't because there was no pending sell, but there was a V3 right here for a buy. Not one that I would take, but there was one that was right here. It's too close. So as you can see right here, it's only 170 pips. I don't know what the spread is right now for FTMO, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty close. So this would be too tight. Even though this would have hit TP, you probably wouldn't have gotten pulled out because of the spread. But yeah, other than that, let's see price is starting to drop over here. Let's see if we can get a confirmation of the bearish bias. If we get that, it's completely fine. No big deal. Refresh this right here. Retail sentiment is now 52% short. Still not a strong bias though. So if it confirms that it's now shifting to a sell, we'll just start taking sells. All right. So price isn't quite where we need it to be yet, guys. I'm gonna go and yeah, I can just delete this. Not really important anymore. This price is broken below. What we need now, guys, is we need price to confirm the bearish bias. So same thing that we were looking for on the top side, we're looking for on the bottom side. I'm looking for price to come below here. Retest and confirmation. Price has got a long way to go to confirm a bullish bias. So we're not looking for any bullish bias right now. We just got to wait for it to confirm one way or the other. Yeah, Barack said it's creating a lot of bullish divergence. Yeah, I mean, if price does swing back up, then we can look for buys. But currently right now, it's not really swinging up anymore. There we go, as price breaks below. So here goes the first part, step one. The drop below. We need it to close below here. If it doesn't close below, it's not going to confirm. So we got about 40 seconds left on this candle. If this here closes, we're now going to be looking for the retest. But this has to close below this area of liquidity right here. Going to the 3-minute. Yeah, huge drop on the 3. Huge drop on the 5. Unfortunately, we don't have the pending sell right there. But here goes the 1 minute. Looks like it'll be closing. Yeah, this would technically be a high-low entry. It's a huge candle though, so I wouldn't recommend it. It's probably gonna have to pull back a bit. It's probably gonna pull back halfway, if not the full candle, and then come back down. There we go. So step one's done. Now we need to wait for the retracement. It's gonna have to retrace at some point. It looks like this candle might retrace up a bit. Retrace and reject off the liquidity area here, and then confirmation as it drops below further. All right. So there we go, as it retraces. This is why I was recommending not to take a high-low. The candle is big like this. It usually retraces to either half of the candle or the full candle. So it'll probably retrace and then continue dropping. And it's the same thing. It happens every time. If you ever go back and look at any of these big candles, look at the following candle and you'll see that it retraces back a little bit. I mean, it doesn't always happen, but it does happen pretty often. Yeah, no, exactly. D said, yeah, I didn't take it. Didn't want to be in that retracement, which is a smart move. I mean, you've been around long enough even to get burnt by that a couple of times. I'm sure I've gotten burnt by it myself. So yeah, definitely not a check this over here. All right, guys, so price is now pushing up. Let's see if it comes up and retests that area so we can get this step 2 down. Step 1's already broken right here. Step 2, we need to retest of the liquidity zone. Third is going to be the confirmation. Once we have that, we'll pretty much be sold on taking these sells here. So price hasn't came up and tested it yet. Unfortunately, it's just continuing to drop. If this becomes a case, then this could possibly be the retest right here. For a cleaner retest, we want it to actually come back to this area. And you can see right here, the candle is still wicking up. So it's probably not done pushing up just yet. This is why you don't want to hop in too early. Huge wick right there. So you guys can see this huge wick off this candle. This is why you guys don't want to jump the gun and just enter the trade right away, because it can keep pushing up. So let's give it some time. It's still pushing up. It's probably going to come up to retest the area. There we go, as it pushes right back up. All right, is that step 2? So there goes the rejection. There goes step 2 right there, right? Rejection off the same area where it broke from down here. Third step is going to be the confirmation of the swinging back down. So we need price to come back below here and basically close below this low. There goes the rejection. Step 1's done. Step 2 is basically done. We just need to see how this candle right here closes. If it keeps pushing up above it, then step 2 is going to be invalidated and price is basically going back to where it was earlier. This market sucks. Usually these patterns play out a lot smoother when price is just going in one direction. But I mean, lately, the past couple of days, it just hasn't been smooth, which I mean, it's not a surprise because we do have Powell speaking. Also, we also have the war going on. So it's not a normal market. But typically this would play out pretty nicely. All right, so this candle here is still rejecting off it. This following candle too, you can see price is failing to break past this area right here, right? So these lines here that we drew, you can see that none of these candles can break past it. They get close, they attempt to break past it, they come right back down. We also have news coming up right here in 2 minutes. Thanks, Fahad, for confirming that right here at 7:30. Man, it's crazy, it's 7:30 already. How did the time fly by? We've been waiting for this trade all day. It's already 7:30. So we have natural gas storage. This normally isn't a high impact event, but I think it's going to be a high impact because of the sanctions on Russia. So as you guys remembered, countries are no longer buying gas from Russia. So with that said, gas prices are going up because the quantity is very low. So we'll see right here if this is probably going to affect the market. We'll see if it pushes it one way or the other. Okay, so step 2 has been invalidated. Price broke above here. We needed a break, retest, and continue drop. Right here, price did not reject off it. It actually broke above it. So step 2 is invalidated. Oh, man, what a freaking stressful market. This market sucks. What's going to happen here at this point is one of two things. Price will either come back up to where it was originally, and then it'll just go back into a range, or price will come back for another test. So either this happens where price pushes back up, or price will come back down and it'll do the same thing that we just looked at. So it'll either come down, retest, then confirm. Or it'll just go back up to here and then it'll just go back into a range, just like how it was moving earlier. This thing, it's like not really moving too much. I'm kind of like tempted to go on a higher time frame because the same strategies that we apply and the same patterns that we're marking up, they work on other time frames too. So let me just see this real quick. So there was a low right here. Okay, so let me show you this real quick. This is the 3-minute. I'm going to show you how the same pattern worked here, but it actually played out. So here is the market open right here at 6:30, right? I'm going to go and draw a couple areas right here. I'm just going to show you exactly what we're doing here on the 1 minute, but I'm going to show you on a higher time frame, 3-minute. Okay, so let's go back over here real quick. So as you can see, price over here was ranging, right? Same exact pattern. Price is ranging, market open here at this blue line. Price was literally just ranging the whole time. What we were looking for is for price to break below here, retest, and confirm, right? So same thing we're looking for on the 1 minute, just on a different time frame. It's just a bit higher, 3 minutes. So as you can see right here, price dropped below it right here. Let's see if it comes back up. It came back up for the retest. So step one, price broke below it. Step two, we have the retest right here. Step three is going to be a confirm push below right there, right? So there's the confirmation that we were looking for. Same pattern that we're looking for on the 1 minute, but we applied it on the 3 minute. After this right here, we're expecting price to continue to drop lower, right? If we let this run, it did exactly that. So just showing you guys that the same pattern that we're looking for, it pretty much applies on all time frames. It's just it just depends on like what time frame you want to trade on. Anyways, back to the 1 minute. Just wanted to show you guys there. It's just a bit of frustration for the 1 minute over here, but you know, I should stick to my rules and I should be patient with these entries here. Let me go and draw the news line. So thanks guys for reminding me about news. 29 right here. All right, so I'm going to go and delete this here because this is irrelevant at this point. However, it does look like our bias is now shifted to a sell, just FYI. Here's news price right here. Price hasn't really reacted to news just yet. Thanks, Kenny. Kenny said Pelosi is speaking. Let me check.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Is it the same? Let me see. I'm not sure what Kenny's referring to. Let me go check real quick to see. Let's look up Pelosi live. Okay, so she's speaking live as well. All right, so let's see. Oh, so she hasn't started speaking yet, or I don't know if she's done speaking, but it looks like, yeah, she's holding her weekly news conference. Man, there's a lot of news today. Just when we thought it was just Powell speaking today, Pelosi's also speaking. We had a lot of news this morning earlier too, with regard to oil and whatnot. So looking at oil right here, or you know, the oil news, let me see if it even was positive or negative, or natural gas storage, not necessarily oil. So it's neutral. It's pretty much what they were expecting. So not a huge change there. But we do have news price over here, so let's move this a little higher. Yeah, no, Maddie's 100% right. So I'm looking for a triple confluence, just like Maddie said. So our bias obviously has shifted to a sell. It doesn't look like Powell is really pushing price up yet. He's probably going to push the price eventually at some point, but not yet. What Maddie's looking for right now is a triple confluence. We're looking for price to, with a sell signal, to close below here. And then once that closes, we're going to go for a quick little push for 100 pips. We need it to close below the line though. If it doesn't close below the line, then we're not going to have it. So we need the sell signal right here to close below this red line, this blue line right here, which is the lower low. All right. Hey, it's fine if price goes sideways. I would rather wait for it to, yeah, I know. Maddie said market's trash. No, I know it's not really moving at all. I would expect it to move. You know, Powell speaking, Pelosi speaking, war is going on. Nothing's really moving. This is actually slower than like normal markets, it feels like. Okay, so no triple confluence right there, unfortunately. And unfortunately, this is a sell signal. It's invalid. So we're not even going to have a V3. How does that even happen? It was a invalid signal. I know. Invalid signal plus Maddie said if this sheet comes down, I know I'm gonna be pissed too, Maddie. Oh my god, it's gonna come down. There we go, it's hitting liquidity. Wow. I wouldn't be surprised if it pushes down to the next area of liquidity right here. Yeah. So I mean, if this candle here closed how it was supposed to, and we entered off this sell right here, I mean, we would have been straight TP, but we didn't get that opportunity. Yeah, no, the market is not really moving how it normally does. There we go. So as I mentioned earlier, I said it's probably going to come down and push to this next area of liquidity, and it did that. Oh my God, it did exactly what we were anticipating, but we didn't have the setup. There we go. It went all the way down. We were like, this is exactly the move that we were waiting for. We were waiting for this candle right here to close below here with a sell signal. If this here wouldn't have happened and this here would have closed with the sell signal, we could have entered this for a sell, and we could have wrote it down to this next area of liquidity right here for about 300 pips. Yeah, this would have been the trade. Unfortunately, the market is not really giving us what it normally does. I don't think there's anything wrong with the indicators, right? Because I know people are going to ask, if there's anything possibly wrong with the indicators. It's just the market. The market's just too volatile and it's going back and forth. So yeah, unfortunately, we missed it on this move right here, which would have been our move. I don't know. It is what it is, but yeah. But yeah, Maddie, that's the trade you're looking for, right? So like right here, if this sell signal did not come up and this one right here was the sell signal, we would have entered right there and we would have wrote it down to this next area of liquidity. Yeah, it's all good. I mean, it happens. Yeah, no, exactly. Maddie said, glad the analysis played out though. Yeah, no, if we had the setup, it would have been great, but the analysis did play out. So this is usually a cue that the market's being fucked with today. So I'm just gonna, hold off. Man, this sucks. I was hoping to get at least one trade in today. I'm glad to see a lot of you guys here profiting though. Like, don't get me wrong. I like to see that all you guys profited here pretty heavily. Same with Kenny over here. Kenny just locked in 1,076. Nice work, Kenny. Yeah, and those are good lot sizes right there, Kenny. Because the thing is with these moves here, so Kenny took the sell earlier. If your stop loss isn't more than 500 pips, I mean, you're good enough to go up to like, 10 lots if you wanted to, but it probably wouldn't be ideal, especially right now as you're continuing to, and thanks for the link right here, Kenny. Charles over here, he locked in $4 on one account, not bad, just a small trade. And then his other account right here at 340. So it's all right, guys. Like even if you're taking smaller accounts just to play around with the market, it's fine. But yeah, no, this thing dropped right through it. And there it goes. It pushes to the next area of liquidity. Yeah, what a bummer. It's all good. All right, let's move on to the next one. So all right, 7:40 right now. We got 20 minutes till 8. Maybe we can catch at least one before it hits 8 o'clock. One thing that I would be careful for is that price is pushed down so heavy. So price is probably going to retrace up a little bit. Maybe we'll get some sort of V3 or V2 where we can catch it on its way back down. However, one thing that you want to be careful for is that this retracement can go pretty far. Like this retracement, if it pushes up to here, I'm probably not going to take any sells because once it gets to that point, it's probably going to push up even higher. Probably retest this news price and then come back down. So yeah, there's a buy V3 right here. I don't know if I would take the buy though. Yeah, exactly. Testing liquidity. So if this closes with the green candle, this would technically be a buy V3. And it didn't, so no V3 right there. It is hitting liquidity right here, or I mean, technically hitting liquidity right there, but this can easily just bounce back up as well. One thing that you guys want to be careful for is going to be the sessions below here. Because when price gets down to that point, it can easily just bounce right off. Yeah, no, exactly, Maddie. Maddie still got to confirm the drop again. All right, let's see where this goes. Thanks, Fahad. Yeah, Fahad also confirmed that London high is just below that session as well. Yeah, it's right there. Yeah, that's how much price has pushed since London. It's crazy. Oh, that's London high from yesterday. Okay, so yeah. So that London high was actually from the day before. Once it hits 8 o'clock, it's going to shift to the new London high from today. Yeah, it wicked right off this liquidity area right here. So here's the thing with liquidity, guys. It doesn't always mean that price is going to break right through it. This can be liquidity area where buy stops are sitting, where people are looking to buy the dip. So whenever you see areas of liquidity, this is why we always recommend not to just enter right away. You want to confirm that it comes down for a retest. So right here, one thing to look out for is if price comes back to this area and retests it a second time down here, then you can expect it to break through and possibly push down, test this session, the Asia low right here. And then once it tests that Asia low, it'll either bounce off or break through. So things to keep in mind. It is 7:43 right now, guys. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop your questions. Otherwise, I mean, it doesn't look like we're going to get anything, unfortunately. I was hoping we get a buy signal here. If we got a buy signal at this point, we had because this is technically a V3. It's not an official V3, but it would be a V3 if we had a pending sell. But yeah, I mean, we don't have the pending sell signal. We would need a buy signal to come up in between here, and then we can have that pending sell. But fortunately, it just didn't set it up. Here's Maddie's setup over here, his markup. Yeah, so Maddie's looking for either a push to the upside or a push to the downside right here. Yeah, no, it looks solid, Maddie. It's the old liquidity area right there. The only thing that I'd be careful for right here is is exactly the sessions. Let's see. All right. Oh, I wasn't even paying attention. So guys, so right here, you can see price hit liquidity. So the whole setup that I just drew right here, do you guys remember what I drew here? Price was above here. When price came down and hit this liquidity, I mentioned price will either come down below, or no, I said it was going to come down below, but once price reached this area right here, it would either keep dropping or it would bounce right off. So as you can see right here, it just hit a lot earlier than I was expecting. It hit it right there, hit liquidity, broke right through the low, and then it hit liquidity right here. So damn, what a move. If the sessions wasn't there, I would have been right into this move right here, because this would have been a nice little profit, even for 100 pips or so. Let's see, Talanji said snipe hit full TP, deep in profit. Oh yeah. So there was another snipe right here. Let's turn this on right here. There we go. Damn, Solange, you didn't tell us what's up. You should have told us it was coming. I'm just messing with Solange. So Solange over here identified this. He identified the snipe here. You can see that there is you're looking for a wick rejection off a pivot. It's rejecting off the orange pivot right here and green pivot. You're looking for a rejection off the K2SR zone, which is a structure right here. And you just want to make sure that it was a clean entry. So literally right here, it rejected off the pivot, off the structure, and you would have taken this here for 500 pips, which hit right there. So full TP off that snipe. I mean, obviously it's not an account, but it would have been nice. So yeah, clean entry right there, straight to TP. Also the daily over here. So the daily entry is currently running right now, guys. It's currently running right there. See if there's anything else here for us to look at. Yeah, no, and Maddie said sessions everywhere on the snipe though. Yeah, no, I agree. All right. All right, guys, it's 7:47 right now. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop your questions in the chat. Unfortunately, the market is not giving us what we need today. I mean, this whole week has been kind of trash, honestly. I was hoping it'd be a lot more volatile because of the NFP, but there's just a lot of other factors going on. Like Powell was speaking this week. He normally doesn't speak NFP week. Powell spoke, Pelosi speaking as well, or she hasn't even started yet, but she's going to. So yeah, Powell is speaking, Pelosi is speaking. We had the normal news that we were looking for. I mean, the news today we were expecting, this is normal news. The ISM, the final services, this stuff we were already expecting. We were expecting this to cause volatility in the market because it is NFP week. But, obviously this week is not a normal week because Powell spoke, the Fed spoke, Pelosi spoke, there's a war going on. So it's not our usual NFP week. If you guys were trading with us in January, we had I think the best NFP week in a long time. We had huge wins during that NFP, or I think it was February. I'm not sure if it was February or January, but the past 2 months were pretty great for NFP. Actually, I have the results here, so let me see if I can pull it up. So looking at our NFP profits from, it was first week of February, right? I have all the results here, February. Okay, so where are the profits from? Okay, so February week 1, you can see this is NFP week for February. We had 8 wins and 0 losses. We had a total profit of 3,200 pips. So NFP week February was great. We had 8 wins and 0 losses, a ton of pips made that week. Going over to January, I think January was pretty good too. Even though it was New Year's, it was still pretty solid. So yeah, January week 1 right here too. We didn't make a huge amount of profits, but we did have 5 wins and 0 losses. So as you can see, January week 1 and February week 1 were both great. I don't think we have losses this week either, but they're just not as, we don't have as many wins or as many profits as we normally do during NFP. NFP is usually a very volatile week and it's very easy to pick off, but it's just the war wasn't happening last month or in January. So markets change and all we can do is adjust with the market. So we'll keep adapting with the market. It's better to have no losses anyways, rather than I'd rather have 0 losses and less wins than have any losses at all. But yeah, slower week happens. But other than that, if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop your questions. It's 7:50 right now. We got about 10 minutes left till 8. I guess I could hang around, see if I can find any entries here, but if I don't see anything, we're probably just going to sit out the market. We also don't want to be trading around the sessions right here. So Yeah, exactly. Maddie said maybe a triple confluence. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So we got 4 right here. I'm gonna wait on here for a bit, see if we get a triple confluence. So we got 4 candles, 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 1 more or 2 more candles to establish this low right here. Once we establish that low, we can possibly, it didn't establish the low, Maddie. That's crazy, dude. It spiked down and came right back up. I literally feel like the market's playing with us today. Maddie said, you know what, I'm done. Yeah, no, same here. So in order for us to have a triple confluence, we need a high low. Yeah, and it didn't even come back down. Yeah, no, exactly. Ate the V3 though. So in order for this strategy here, we need a high-low entry. So in order to have a high-low entry, we need 5 candles to establish the low right here. So we only had 1, 2, 3, 4. If we had this pass and then we had this one pass before it touched this bottom, we could have had a high-low. So basically the triple confluence is 3 strategies in one. This strategy, we applied the strategy every day, or not every day, basically whenever it came up from, I think, September up until December, and we didn't lose 1 trade. So this is like one of the like ironclad strategies that we use. It's only for 100 pips. So like you could go pretty decent lot size. If you're using like a 10 lot, like I do, you make 1,000 off this trade, and it happens really quickly. Unfortunately, it didn't play out here. I mean, you guys can see the frustration amongst all of us. It's not just me. Maddie's frustrated. Patricia's frustrated. Everyone's frustrated. Yeah, Patricia said, Maddie, me too. No sense in forcing right now. Maddie said, market's playing. Too much going on with the news. Yeah, and I agree, guys. You guys have seen Maddie's profits. You guys have seen Patricia's profits. They are some of like the most profitable people here in K2. If they think the market's moving kind of weird, and I think the market's moving kind of weird, the market's probably moving kind of weird. So my recommendation is, if you guys don't have to trade, just sit out the market. I haven't traded much this week either. I think I took like 1 trade. When did I even trade this week? I only took like 1 trade this week, I think, the entire week, but I have no losses. So that's the good thing. Okay, so from when did this week start? This week started on the 28th. So basically right here, this was Monday. I took 1 trade. I made a couple $1,000 here, across all my accounts. That was on Monday. And that's about it. I haven't really traded very much. Oh, this is Tuesday, actually. So I didn't take any trades on Monday. I took 1 trade on Tuesday, made pretty decent profit. I didn't take any trades yesterday, or I did take a trade, got out at break even, no profit. And then today I didn't take anything as well. So, sometimes, guys, it's just discipline. When the market's moving kind of weird like this, it's best to just sit it out. As long as you guys don't end the week with net negative, you guys should be fine. Because if you guys make net positive profits every week, you guys should have no problem compounding your account. If you're doing FTMO, that you had no problem passing your FTMO. Hey, Maddie, look, here's goes another V3. I mean, not a V3. This is actually a high low. Or no, it's not. Actually, I take it back. There's only 3 candles here. So it's the same strategy that I was trying to explain to you guys earlier, this one. This would technically be a pivot entry though. But I'm not trying to force any trades. And it's too late, it already hit TP. There you go. It already hit TP. So that would have been a pivot scalp entry right there. So if you guys are looking at this right here, that strategy that was applied was a pivot scalp. So if you guys want to learn these strategies, you guys can learn all of these strategies within the course. This is the pivot scalp entry. Basically, you're looking for a valid momentum signal. It's a valid momentum signal right here. You want price to close below pivots 3 and 4, which are these pivots right here. With that said, you enter right here, you go for 100 pips and full TP right there. So we have a lot of strategies here that you guys can apply. There's like a ton of strategies that you guys can be applying. It's just not a good time to be taking these risky trades. So yeah, no, exactly. Patrick said didn't make money, but more importantly, didn't lose any money today. So Patrick's is getting it, right? People do understand the whole thought process behind this, guys. It's all about discipline, risk management, and saving your capital for a better trading day. This could have been another win right here, but if your spread's too wide, you probably would have been caught still in the trade. So it's about to be 8 guys. So I think that's about it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, we'll pick back up tomorrow and wrap up this trading week for NFP. Rick said up 3,500, down 1K. Now I'm up 2,800. I need a drink, right? It's a messy market to be trading in. Even Rick's kind of having some back and forth there. Also, Brock said today I gained $52 profit. Profit's profit, guys. You guys got to be happy with it being profits big or small. Let's see. Jonathan said, made my way back from hell. So Jonathan here, he took a trade earlier, had a loss, and then he basically made his way all the way back up into profit for the day. So nice for Jonathan. See, this is the consistency that people need, right? You need consistency too, and you also need to be able to avoid these losses. If you can avoid the losses and have the consistency, you're pretty much unstoppable at that point. So other than that, guys, great work. Unfortunately, this has been a crappy week for everybody. It's not just for me, not just for you. It's for the entire community. But it's all right. So hopefully tomorrow we can catch at least maybe one pretty decent good trade to carry us over for the week. I'm still in profit or net positive profit for the week, so I'm not really complaining. I just, I was hoping NFP would be a lot more lucrative as it's been for the past couple months. So other than that, one thing that you guys want to keep an eye out for is the fact that there's so much liquidity on the top side, right? So as you guys can see here, there's a lot of liquidity sitting on the top. So I know a lot of you guys like to look for these mid-market reversals, and today might be a good day to look for a mid-market reversal because it is probably going to come up. So I'll just keep an eye out for price reversing a little later today. Damn, the price is still dumping. So as you can see, there's a lot of liquidity sitting right here, right? So price will probably consolidate a bit here from 8 to 9. And then maybe again from like 9 to 10. But eventually it's going to have to swing up and hit this liquidity. Once it hits liquidity above here, you can probably expect it to push up even higher. So, I mean, other than that, guys, if you guys don't have to trade, I'd recommend just sitting out the market. If you guys want to play around with this mid-market reversal, maybe wait for it, see if it starts pushing up, just have your liquidity areas marked up so that when it does come up, you'll be ready to catch that skyrocket right back up. But it's probably not going to happen anytime soon, especially after this big waterfall. So other than that, guys, I think that's it. If you guys have questions, feel free to reach out, and then we will pick back up tomorrow as we wrap up the live session. So have